Hello YouTube, Genius in Exile here. The soap has actually now come to trace. I'm trying to catch it in the light where you can see. It's leaving a trace mark, you can see it there. But this is ready for fragrance. So, what I'm going to do is, let's see if I can do this one-handed, add my fragrance. Now I'm not going to add a lot, because I don't want this to be super duper strong. Sorry, I'm trying to do this one-handed. So I'm just going to add just a little bit of my Dragonfire fragrance, just to put a nice little warm smell. Boop. There, that's all I need. Some people are very exact with their fragrances. They'll measure them out, heat them up. I don't. I'm just going to put it in here, give it a quick stir. Make sure it's nice and mixed in. And you want to make sure that you use soap-safe fragrances, because sometimes they can have a bad chemical reaction and cause your soap batch to seize. And when I say seize, it goes beyond the trace to where it just kind of clumps. And there's nothing you can do, and it will not be moved by any kind of stirring or beating. It just literally just seizes up and looks like cold Vaseline. There's not much you can do with that. Sometimes when you add your fragrance, it'll loosen up your batch again, which is done right here. But it is actually still at trace, so I can work with this. And I have a confession. I said this was a Velveeta box. It's not. It's a generic Easy Cheese box. I've confessed. There, my conscience is clean. So we're just going to keep stirring this just a little bit longer. And then I'm going to see if I can single-handedly pour this into the mold without spilling it all over the floor, the mold, and myself. And yes, I know I'm going to catch flack for this. I'm doing this barefoot, but I've been doing it for over 10 years, and, well, not over 10 years with the camera in my hand, so okay, alright, I guess this will be a new adventure. Wish me luck. Everybody hold your breath, cross your fingers, whatever it is you do to wish people luck, because I think I'll need it. So here we go, into my mold. I'm doing pretty good. Alright, so there's the first mold. Huh. Not bad, not bad. Okay, now for the Easy Cheese box. This actually works great for small batches too, because you can just make a nice little brick of soap. When it comes to laundry soap, I actually like them in slightly bigger bricks. I mean, I can cut them up and grate them a little bit easier. And if you're dealing with a bunch of little bitty bars, it just becomes daunting. And I have more soap than I have molds, so I need another mold right here. I'm a dollar store shopper. I got these at the dollar store. So I'll use this. Yes, I know I lined the other molds in plastic, but these are plastic too. And what I can do is actually just pop them in the freezer, put a little extra in here, and the soap will shrink up enough to actually be removable from the mold. So I'm really trying to get all this in here best I can. Then what I'll do is I'll cover everything up, wrap it up in towels and blankets. That's called putting it to bed. What you want to do is keep that heat reaction going, the chemical reaction going. What it'll do is it'll go through what's called a gelled phase. It looks nice and creamy now, like that cooked pudding I promised you. But as the chemical reaction starts to I know, very, very sophisticated. It will actually start to turn clear, and it'll look like Vaseline. It'll start from the center and move its way out. It'll engulf the whole soap, and that's actually what you want. That is a great thing to happen. It's actually what you want as a soap maker because you know you've done it right. Then what will happen is after about 10, 12 hours, I've seen it in as little as 8, I've seen it go on for as long as 36 hours. It'll actually start to cool off, and when it's actually cold, that's when you know you can cut it. So this is a brand new batch. I'm going to put some plastic over it. I'm going to put some towels around it. I'm going to put it into a cardboard box because I have children and I want to make sure that they're safe so they don't run it over or step on it, knock it over, because this is my kitchen table. We do eat here. So I want to make sure I get this out of the way. And then when they are done and they've cooled off and finished their gel phase, I'll cut them up. And then in another video, I'll show you how I make my laundry soap. So if you want to have a close-up view, this is the soap as it is. It's freshly made. You can see it has little traces where I poured it, little patterns on there. And if you're concerned about it being smooth on top, so if you're making body soap, you can actually shake it like this, and it will actually smooth out. But I've never heard anybody complain, oh, this didn't clean me well, the top wasn't smooth, you know. And if they do complain, then they don't deserve any of your homemade soap. So I'm going to put this to bed, and when it's ready, I will cut it up and show you how it looks.